Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the MyiMaths training platform video. I'd like to go in a little bit more detail on the account and details around that. So I'll be showing you the username and password for the school that you can create your own accounts and own classrooms. This video will explain how you can specifically create your own accounts and your student accounts, as well as some of the extra features and a little bit more detail around that. If there are any other questions you guys have about this platform, there will be a Q&A session later on with myself, and then I will be more than happy to explain any extra features. So let's start. By starting off by logging into the website, I will be sharing with all of you the username and password. As you can see, the first login is VinSchool2. So I would like for you to capture the following picture. As you can see, the first login is VinSchool2, capital V, 2 at the end, and the password is circle, capital C, 203, and this will log you into the platform. The second login, just to show, is for the teacher dashboard at the top left corner. Once you click on there, it will then take you to a different part where you will be interactive with the actual lesson, and this one is Boost VinSchool2. And let me just log into that one to show you. So this is the main interface that you will be using. So to capture that one there, the username is Boost VinSchool2 with a small letter B, and the password is Angles113 with a small letter A. These are the two login passwords for the school account. Thereafter, once you have logged into the second one, you can create your own classes, and for the student, their accounts as well. The next part is once you log into the first platform, there's a detailed breakdown of all of the lessons. So you can click here on change to change it to the curriculum that you are specifically teaching. As I mentioned earlier, there are multiple curriculums. So if we go into the lower secondary Cambridge curriculum, you will see the 4 main strands that are related to the book and then the various lesson topics there. If we go in, for example, let's say multiple digit or multiplying single digits, you can then see a lesson and a homework assignment. If I open each of them, I would like for you to notice that there's the objective again. Now this objective might not be the exact words from the book, but it does explain the objective in the same manner and also creates the same expectation for the students. The lesson here is broken down into 9 parts that you can go through, starting off using a number line to practice tables and going all the way down to finding the greatest product. Now, once you click on these ones, you will then have the interactive lesson that you as a teacher can use in the classroom. You can then read the questions and then interactively work with the students and the board to answer it. So here is, for example, a question. Use the arrows to choose a times table to test your knowledge. Click on the highlighted and then above the number line to check your answer. So 5 times 2, and then you can move it around and you can click on the various answers to see what they are. So this is a nice interactive lesson that you can do with the classroom. This will then relate to the original objective. We just reload that. Multiplying and dividing whole numbers up to 10 times 10. Introducing multiplying double-digit numbers as well. Then one of the key features here is also that they break it down into different approaches. For example, the multiply grid. So there's a little interactive game here that the students can play. They have 2 minutes to answer as many questions as they can, simply typing in the answer and then marking it. And then you can have a little competition, boys versus girls, and so on. This is another nice feature about the platform, is you can use it interactively. So you can create interactive lessons and set these tasks for the students as well. So if I close this now and I go to the actual homework assignment, just as a reminder, there's a homework and a lesson for each one. So this will then be the homework assignment that the students will then receive. Once you have introduced the lesson and the objectives, you can then do the homework assignments by simply giving it to them as a percentage that they need to achieve within the homework. Here we have 2 worksheets, and each of them have various questions that the students will answer. And once they have fulfilled their answers and reached the requirement, they will then show it as completed on their homework. So this is another nice feature for the platform, is that you can apply the homework as much as you want, and you can repeat it, or you can increase it in difficulty by changing the level in the questions. So another thing that I would like to point out here is, if you've noticed, you'll see there is a 7 in front of each of these lessons. But if I scroll down, there's an 8 and a 9. Now the 7 stands for stage 7. That means grade 6 work. And it increases to stage 8, which is grade 7, and stage 9, which is grade 8. So you can increase the difficulty of the work that you want to give to the students. Another nice feature is you will see there is an OW here. This is an extended worksheet, and this is quite a big worksheet. So when you open this one, you'll see that it has multiple pages. Question 4 of question 1 paper, question 2 paper, question 3 and 4. And these will normally be a lot more difficult and a lot more questions for them to answer. This can also then be assigned as a homework assignment for each student. Now going back here, you can see that each of the strands are available here, and they are subdivided into the various topics. So you can associate them with the learning outcomes that you need in the book. If you read the chapter heading for the book, you'll find it easy to correlate it to whatever heading is here and you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for function machines, you can then find that in the book and you can find it here. Sequences or plotting graphs on lines and number patterns, whatever you're looking for to calculate or to associate it to various homework assignments. Right, what I would also like to show is, if you go to the teacher dashboard, you will find here is some information concerning the account. So if I click here on admin, you will see that the account has been created by Vin School Central Park, and that Daniel Schofield has made the account. It will only expire in the 15th of January 2025, which is ample time for us to use it, as well as there has already been a setting for it to be renewed. So all teachers are able to use it. And then again, as I mentioned in the previous video, the naming scheme is normally the school, the grade or the class, the year, and the teacher. Once you have logged in with the school account, you can simply create your own classroom. So let's call this one test classroom for Imperia, just for example, and for 2025. So I would then just create a classroom like that, but it is available to you to name however your director has instructed you. Once I've created the class, it will then show here. I can just simply scroll down to it and then find it there. And then once I go in there, I can then add students to it. I can create each new student by typing in their name. So I will type in their first name, for example, Ash or Sophie or Hillary, or just the Vietnamese name, if that's your decision. And then as well as the curriculum, you will pick the curriculum that you're teaching. And then once you create it, all the students need to do is use the same passwords to log in, except they will only use the first password, the login one, to get into the platform. Thereafter, once they have their own class created for them, as you remember, they will each have their own username and password. So if I go into my grade 6 class, here you can see their username and password, and this will be their second login. So they will use this username and password for the second login, not the Boost Vin School. This is only for the teacher. So once they have their username and password, they can log in and the teacher can assign the homework or the interactive lessons. If you go back to the admin side, just reload that, you will see that all the classes are available. Also, the account details are available there. And if I go to allocation, this is then where I will set the task for the various students. So I will then click on my class. I will then go to set task, and then I will pick here the curriculum. It's already been picked for me. And then whichever unit I am teaching or strand I'm teaching from, I will then go in there, and then I can either assign all the homework in one go, all the worksheets in one go, or both in one go, or I can individually assign the various topics. I can then click on these. The ones here with the little video or TV has an interactive video students can use to better understand. And then you can click on any one of these. You can preview the task and preview the lesson. It will then open it. There is the homework assignment. And then there is the interactive lesson, again, with the objective written for them. And then you can explain in the various topics. So then I will assign this task. So I will pick this task. I will say select. I can then assign it to my class. And then I can also put in extra details. As I mentioned before, the time, the number of pass percentage, and then also a small message to them. I can then also assign individual tasks to students. So I can decide whether I want it for all of the students or if I just want individual students to try. This is great if you have a student that struggles with a singular topic and you want to assign to that student only. Right. Now, for some further details around the results, when you go into the results tab, you will find all the homework assignments that have been created and have been done by the students. You can then download these results from the platform in a report. You can pick whether it needs to download for all the students or only a few. You can name it as well and give a description. If I create the report, it will then download it as a PDF. Oh, unfortunately, my PDF doesn't want to open here. Let me try again. There we go. So here you can see for question 1, they got that percentage. For question 2, that percentage, and the number of tries. So simplifying assignment was quite difficult. It seems a lot of students had to try it multiple times. And you can then compare it. So Aries tried it 5 times. We can go down to the next student, and we can see that simplifying was not done by this one, unfortunately. The next one, Jansi, she did simplifying as well, and she did 5 or 4 times. So it gives you a good indication of how easy or how difficult the topic was. And you can then get an average score for each student at the bottom here. And this will give you nice feedback on each of the units and each of the students. If, however, you want to download only for one student, you can then do that as well. You can also download an Excel spreadsheet that will show you a better breakdown. So there you can see it will also give you the name of the activity and then the area that it falls under. Was it geometry and measurements, numbers, or statistics, and then the percentage of each one. You can have a look at all of these and they fall under grade 7 or, stage 7, grade 6. This will give you a nice breakdown of all the results as well. Now, if they did a lot more, obviously there will be more here, but you can also then sort it into the various categories according to the strands of the Cambridge curriculum. If you, however, want to reset, you can simply click delete these results, and then the student profile can start again. So what I would recommend is downloading the report, deleting the result from the platform, and restarting it. And then you download the new report and you can make a comparison of the two. You can also click on full screen mode and have it shown in the class to show which students are missing what assignment. And this will also be a nice way of informing students of what they have missed. I hope this is more clear, and I hope all of you were able to capture the password there and username. Please just remember, this is the username and password for the teacher, whereas only the first login is for the student with their individual username and password. and that the account will be available for quite some time until the 15th of January 2025. Thank you very much. Goodbye.